combinations the easy way. For this project, I used a nightgown. They're fairly simple and very easy to find. You can probably find these at a thrift store. I remember my mother wearing something just like this, and I actually found this on Amazon. Some extra lace, I got this on Amazon. A sewing machine, they finally used sewing machines at this time. I haven't touched mine in forever. And of course, some research. Combinations really are just where a chemise and like the bloomers meet. And oh my goodness. This was the layer closest to the skin, and so sewing both together makes a combination. There is indeed a slit in the crotch area. This is gonna be fun modeling, I can tell. All right, the first step that is the least risky, I think, is cutting the sleeves off, right? That's not hard. So yeah, this is what I thought I would run into. I was hoping that the trim from the sleeve would be long enough, you know, at the end of the sleeve to actually make it to this point, but it looks like it didn't. And so I had to decide if I just want the trim to end here, which would be at the armpit, probably wouldn't be noticeable anyway. If I want that uniformity with the side, or if I just want to pick from my lace stash. And I think I'm just going to compare a few laces and see what I think. I don't know, this is looking kind of pretty. I can either cut this in half and just use one side along the edge here, or I could put this on the edge and like have it be double. I don't know. I kind of like this. I think I'm gonna go with it. Now comes the part where we locate where the waistline is that we want to establish in the combinations. I'm using a ribbon and just marking with a pencil. So now I've gone through and I've attached all of the markings that I made, and yes, you are gonna have curves because you know what? You got curves right here most of the time. Most of us are not flat here, so it's a good thing if it goes down a little bit in the front because you need to accommodate that curve. All right. Here we go. There's no going back now. If you wanted to keep it maybe someday as an actual undergarment, like for sleeping, like an actual nightgown, too late. Also, if you are sensory like me, cut out the tags. Like, do not torture yourself. All right, we're gonna have to do the thing where we cut the center front. And luckily, I know exactly where it is because I've got my two ties right here. Nothing exploded. We're good. It's okay. We're gonna finish it off, I promise. It's not gonna sit there. I roll hemmed the edges, and you can see now that I can tie it in the front. That's the top part. I may have gotten a little impatient with seam ripping and just tried to rip the remaining cotton off of the edges, and that is probably the reason why you're not supposed to do that. This is the trim that came from the sleeves, and I think it's going to make a really good waistband. I don't think I'm gonna have to use buttons. We'll see though. Change of plans. That wasn't gonna work. I think, and I don't know what I'm doing exactly, but I think that I can just attach this part to the edge of the bottom part, and then I'm not sure after that. I actually realized you have to make the pants part first, and that involves cutting the bottom skirt part in half and sewing it into bloomers. This is a part that I definitely don't know what I'm doing. In all the patterns I see, there's those little scoops, right? And that's so that it can like fit between your legs or something. But then at the same time, these things are supposed to be open so you can go to the bathroom. So like, I literally don't know. I'm just gonna finish off the edges and hopefully everything's fine. Okay, I've got the leg part stitched up, and now I'm going to roll hem this open area, and I think I'm just supposed to leave it open. Now I'm going to take this. Oh, I forgot to mention that I roll hemmed the top part of the bloomers first so that I could do this step. And I'm going to, I think I'm gonna do zigzag between the lace and this. Feel free to throw in a dance break with your bloomers for a little bit. And now, after roll hemming the bodice part on the bottom, you are going to zigzag the lace to that part. I ended up having more fabric to go into the waistband on the top part, so I ended up gathering the part that was closest to the center front and then adding that to the waistband as well. The final step is weaving ribbon through the lace, which I did not have a bodkin, so I ended up using a bobby pin. And once that's done, congratulations, you now have some combinations in a day. At some point I will figure out buttons because this is pretty wide open. I did go back and shorten the hem on the pants because I noticed in pictures that they're supposed to be knee length and mine were a little below. And next time I would probably make my waistline a little bit lower, but it's not going to show underneath the corset anyway. What I like about this is I didn't get so hung up on accuracy that I stalled out and never started. And I was able to do less and still get something I loved. To me, that is a win on several accounts because budget isn't always about money. I gave my ADHD brain something it could do with way less steps. And I'm so glad. See you next time when I tackle a corset.